Well, good morning, my lovely, lovely friends. It is Monday and we are back. It is time to start your day on SPTV. Welcome back, one and all. It is so good to be joining you all here on your Monday morning to start your day. Welcome to SPTV, the one, the original, the first. 4 years in the making, 4 years in the boiling, 4.5 years in the boiling. Thank you, that voice in my ear. The wonderful thing about being a medium, you get a voice in this ear, you get a voice in this ear, it keeps you on track. 4.5 years in the making, SPTV, still going strong. Good to see everyone here this morning. Get your hellos in, get your comments in. Remember, this is your show. And of course, you might notice at the moment, I'm on my own. This is because I know, squish, squish, squish. We have got to say a big thank you to the lovely Jill, who has been keeping me company for a couple of weeks. But we are having a bit of a change round, and so moving forward, exciting times, we are going to be having guest co-hosts. Yes, that's right. You get to hear a different voice with me every so often. And we are going to have a series of guest co-hosts joining me and Richard and all of you every Monday, barring injury, illness, and coronations. And it's really, really exciting. So, really looking forward to working with some wonderful, wonderful people in the coming weeks. But a big thank you, of course, to Jill for keeping me company for the last few shows. So, a thank you, Jill. And so today we have got an action-packed show. We've got Bib Charles with her crystals back. We have got Kate May with her tarot scope back. We have got all of the chat with you wonderful, wonderful people, both on YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm joined by two very special guests today as well, which is really, really exciting. One, one's new to SPTV. So we like to keep it all mixed up here. Let's kickstart by saying hello to a few people, of course, though, because I'm very much aware that the messages are streaming in. But first, most important thing, my friends, do not forget, share, share, share. We're going to have readings, we're going to have chat, we're going to have talk. It is a wall-to-wall show, so I am going to get started, but I have to say it, don't forget to share, because if you share, we know you care. Oh, another one that I can make use of, buzzword bingo all the way. So please, my friends, share, subscribe, get involved, becoming an SPTV VIP, and of course, say hello to our lovely guests. But first off, good morning, Stace Shaw. Morning, Richard, Nick, and everyone. Welcome to the show, Stace. Good to see you. We have got Nicola. Morning, Richard, Nick, Stace, and everyone on here. See, the community's already getting involved and saying hello to each other. It's brilliant. Keep it up. Elizabeth Jones, good morning from South Wales. Fabulous. Good morning to South Wales. Danielle Griffin, hello and blessings. Hello and blessings to you too, my lovely. Welcome to the show. Dawny Walden, good morning. Nick, Richard, and SPTV family. Good morning, Dawny. Sandra Ennis, good morning, Nick. Well, good morning, Sandra. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Kaylee Byrne's joining us. Good morning. And we've got multicolored heart there. I like that. Tonya Hikes, hello. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. We'll see what happens throughout the day. So welcome and thank you for joining us. Carol Phillips, shared because I do care. Thank you, Carol. Good to see you this morning. And so now I think it's time that you want to hear from some voice other than me. I'm excited. We've got a faithful friend and a really, really enjoyable chat to join us. We've also got a wonderfully new face that I'm so excited to hear all about because I've had a nosy on a Facebook page. Please welcome to the stream. And remember, don't cross the streams. Please welcome to the stream the wonderful Emily Baker and the divine Astaria Dream. Good morning. Welcome both.
Hi.
Good morning. So, welcome to the show. We are going to have lots to talk about today. I do know that, and everyone's going to want to know everything about both of you. But shall we say good morning to you first? So, Emily, welcome back. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been ages. It's lovely to be back. It's lovely.
It's great to have you back. What have you been up to?
Well, I've just come back from the gym and I was singing at the gym, so I need to make a public apology for all of those who could hear me because I had my earbuds in. So I have no idea if I was in tune or not. But
Oh, don't worry about being in tune. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. No.
Sharing the joy does.
Absolutely. Yes. At least I wasn't swearing, so that's always a good thing.
Well, it's a start. It really, really is.
Yeah. So no, it's good. It's good. It all is good. Yes. Lots of things in the pipeline. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to hear all about that in a little while. But we must, of course, pay absolute due care and attention because we will want her to come back as well. Let's say a good morning. Astaria Dream, not only a wonderful name, but a wonderful face. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Grand Rising. Thank you so much for having me here this morning.
It is an absolute pleasure. And we obviously, I've told everybody that we're all going to be doing readings throughout the show, so long as they hit the share target. But so tell us, who is Astaria Dream?
Yeah, good question. So I am a holistic practitioner. I do psychic readings, I do tarot readings, I do Reiki, and I do sound journeys as well as coaching.
Fabulous. And I did have a bit of a nosy, of course, as you pointed out. I had a nosy on your Facebook page, and one of the things that drew me was manifesting.
One of my favorite things to talk about, which can be so easy. Like, we're not taught the metaphysical in school, and so we don't get to learn how energy works. And when you start to learn law of attraction and law of vibration and law of action and how the universal law works, it's so easy to bring the stuff to us. We just have to learn that metaphysical side of us first.
Fabulous. Absolutely. So get the questions in. It is going to be an action-packed day. I know, because she sent herself off to go and find them. I know that Emily has got her wonderful cards close to hand.
These ones.
There we go. That wonderful pack, which I'm sure we'll give details on how to purchase them yourself. And there we go. The Perceptionary cards by Emily Baker. And I believe that there are details at the bottom of the screen right now on how to find both Emily and Astaria. I think it's going to be wonderful. We are going to have so much fun, but only if everyone at home joins in. So please, as well as your hellos, get your questions in. All the things that we've just very briefly touched on are good to go. But what's getting you? What's preventing you from starting your day? We want to start your day. We want to start your week. So join in the conversation, share, like, subscribe, and get your questions into my two lovely guests who are going to be with me all the way through. And here we go. Kelly Roquette has just said, hi, Emily. Hi, Astaria.
Hi, Kelly.
Show. Hello. And so let's say a few more hellos before we deep dive into our day. So we have said hello to Kelly. Tony, good morning to Tony.
Hello, Tony.
Your t-shirt's in the post, love.
And there's Kerry as well. Hello, Kerry. Oh gosh, I wish I looked like that.
Hi, Kerry.
Fabulous.
And we've got Eunice. Hello, Eunice. Good morning to you.
Welcome, Eunice.
Helen Mansell. Good morning, my darling. That hair always makes me happy.
Oh, hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen. Hello, Alan. Hello.
Alan Sutton, Reverend. Good morning.
Hi, Alan.
Millie B. Oh, now she's very right. I checked the schedule It's going to be a very busy week. Thank you, Richard, for everything you do, and mediums truly grateful. That is the
Beautiful,
wonderful
Millie.
thing about SPTV, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I
Never
know that
quiet.
I know that my mother is watching because she keeps gesticulating wildly at me through the window. So I'm pretty sure she's on, but that means she can't comment because she does struggle sometimes. So good morning, mother. Um, Sally Ann, hello all. Hearts and
Hi,
prayers.
Sally.
Deb, hello Debbie. Hello Deb.
Deb, good morning.
Deb.
Welcome. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
And Deb is on tomorrow night. Did you know that? On at 8 o'clock, SPTV. Join in and watch Deb. And here's another friend, our Wendy
Wendy.
Lindsay. Good morning to you too.
Hello.
Hi, Wendy.
And Shelley Stewart, she's in a smiley mood. I wonder if that's because she's been demolishing my cities in a certain app. Good morning, Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
Hello Shelley. Hello Kim. Hello.
Welcome, Kim.
Byrne, good morning. And Christine Davis, she's saying hello to Stace. I'm sure we're included. But good morning, Christine. Lovely to see you.
Beautiful.
Oh, look, there she is. She's figured out how to type. It's me mother. Good morning, Linda Brown.
Morning. Morning Linda.
Good morning.
How's her painting going, by the way? Has she done more?
She has done more. In
Fabulous.
actual fact, she's not only been painting more, she's been doing readings with it. It's quite exciting.
Ooh.
Getting good, getting good.
Exciting. Good.
And I'm loving the multicolour rainbow of
Yeah.
hearts there from Anne McLernan.
Fabulous.
Welcome.
Love it.
Love that one. Yeah.
Dawny Taylor, good morning. You've got a day off. You really are starting your day in a
Nice.
wonderful way. Excellent.
Fabulous.
And Pauline White shared, hopefully spirit will come through. We're hoping spirit will come through for a lot of people today, and you never know, you may well be one of them. So stay tuned. Lots
Yes.
going on. And so yeah, let's I'm sure they do. Certainly when they get their angel wings, bless them. Good morning to Wow Pigs Fly. Good morning all. Good morning to you, and
Hi.
welcome you and everyone. But I really want to get talking to my two lovely guests, Astaria and Emily. So this is going to be a really interesting one because I was turning up thinking, oh, am I going to be on my own? But no, Richard's been busy throughout the week gathering the forces of light together to share a wonderful morning with everyone. So what I'm sure everyone at home would like to know is we've obviously just briefly spoken about your interest in Manifest Astaria, and we've briefly spoken about your cards, Emily. But we will start by going a bit of a deep dive. Astaria, what is it about manifesting that you do like?
I like that when we start to learn energy, it allows us to get into the driver's seat. And a lot of us end up being in the back seat or even the passenger seat, and they think that they don't have control of their life. And it can become rather simple when we start to realize how the energy works.
Fabulous, fabulous. Now, Emily, I know we've spoken before about life, but we see that, and I'm sure Astaria does as well. I don't need to be psychic to figure this one out. We've all seen that sitting in the back seat emotion in people that come to us, both for readings or even for workshops and discussions, and certainly on channels like SPTV. What is your advice, Emily, to people who feel in the back seat? And I think that is I think we're going to have a theme forming from that. Just I might be reading into it a bit much, but I know everyone at home will be having their questions formulating and sharing along with sharing the stream. But Emily, how do you deal with people feeling in the back seat?
It's about empowerment, really, and it's allowing them to have that power. It's that at the moment, for instance, here's a prime example. I've been putting on weight, and I'm like, oh God, I've lost my empowerment. So recently, it's literally in the last 48 hours, I went, right, okay, this is the figure that I'm reaching for my weight, and that's all the figure that I can see. So that's what I'm manifesting, if you like. And it's as simple as that, really. And that's my goal. It's kind of like, okay, how do I get there? That's how I get there, and I just maneuver it. And it's not big things. Sometimes it's the smallest of things. And I think Astaria, you food about it. It's the small little things that actually make the biggest impact as well. Of just being, it's allowing you to take control. It's kind of going, oh, I'm just going to sit here and sit on my hands and you're like, okay. Sometimes we have to put in the work. We do have to do something towards it because it's an exchange of energy. If you don't put anything out, you don't get anything back in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And wow, we're starting with the questions already, which is brilliant. Keep them coming in, everyone. Nicola asks, and I've just got to say, Emily, totally with you. Before I get to Nicola's question, but you got your question coming, so don't go anywhere. The thing about the thing I love about spiritualism is that it does allow us to understand the concept and the mechanics of manifesting, but there is always that reminder of, if you can make it happen yourself, just go for it, get on with it. And I'm sure Astaria will have a comment or three on that one, and I'm sure it will cross into this. Nicola asks, I've just started to try manifesting, big heart. What's your recommended steps?
Well, if you were one of my clients coming to me, the first thing I would say is, what have you tried? Because I want to see what hasn't worked so we can make fixes. Because what I like to do is we look at where you're at now and here's where you want to go. And we set these goals and we quantum jump together. Am I allowed follow-up questions or should I just give some general advice?
You're allowed follow-ups.
Okay, beautiful.
We'll do whatever we want, but I know everyone's going to want to know what quantum jump is.
Oh, okay. So that's going to set. Great question. Thank you for asking that. It's where you're going to step in that future version of yourself. So we wish that we had the dream job or the dream lover. I had more money, whatever it is. So here I am stuck. Let's just use money for an example. And let's say I'm making $70,000 a year, but I want to make $100,000 a year. Well, what do we need to do to jump into that new reality? So here we quantum jump in there through manifestation techniques. So we can manifest money without having to go apply for a second job. We bring the money to us on a vibrational scale.
Excellent. And how would one do that? Because I mean, I'd like to be on $70,000 a year to start with. But yeah. So what would be the practical steps? Obviously, you've said you would. And that was the first thing that I really wanted to hear. And I know both myself and Emily's ears instantly tweaked. The first thing you said was, what have you already done? Yeah. If I came to you and I said, well, I haven't done much, I've asked the universe, what would you then say? What would your because this is something that I'm sure Emily's heard and I'm sure you've heard, and I certainly have. I've been asking for the help, but nothing's come. Mm-hmm. And if that's the only comment that you get, what would you recommend? How would you go from there?
So a couple things with that, and I think this would also go into steps that you could recommend, is we have limiting beliefs, right? Let's just stay with the money example. So whatever our parents taught us growing up, this is what we heard over and over and over from either society, parents, or whatever, becomes subconsciously programmed in the brain. So if mom and dad were like, money doesn't grow on trees, we never have enough money, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, we start to believe that money is hard to make. So now what we've heard over and over is becoming ingrained as now in my brain, in subconscious brain, it's my current belief. And so we go through the mind and we deprogram all that subconscious belief so we can reprogram it with a new thought, with a new belief. And so we take these action steps with law of attraction by working with the brain in the metaphysical realm, right? Through the law of vibration, law of attraction, law of action. And we can reprogram the subconscious mind to new beliefs. So I work through the mind. We have to get out of the mind to get into the soul. But to do that, we actually have to work through the mind. So there will be some simple things. You could start off with like affirmations, money mantras, going deeper into it, like stuff I do one-on-one with clients is some cognitive reframing. So we can get rid of all those old beliefs that are stuck in the brain, and then we bring the new ones.
Wow. Love it. Yes. Not a lot of people know this. I was a student of sociology a long time ago now. And I always find it quite funny that there is a term in sociology that ties in very well with our way of life: self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And you've hit the nail on the head there. And I totally agree. We do program ourselves. You asked about follow-up questions.
Yeah. Can I say one thing real quick on that? So
Yeah.
self-fulfilling prophecies, there's a spiritual law for that. It's called law of assumption. And what you
Absolutely.
assume becomes your reality. And it's actually 10 times more powerful, at least, than law of attraction. So it is a real thing. So what we have to be careful what we assume.
Oh yeah. Well, I will say, because it's not too naughty, my last but one store manager when I worked in retail always used to say, Nick, assumption makes an ass of us all.
Yeah.
And it's so true, and you're absolutely right. I love how recent scientific and sociological research is on the same page as stuff that us spiritual beings have been gabbing on about for years. It really is wonderful, and I see a coming together there. Hopefully, one day, maybe we'll have to make it happen from over there as a group, but.
I was just going to say that they're actually doing research, and this is kind of a little bit of a sidetrack, but it's sort of on the same theme. Just sorry about this. And I know Tim's got a question for us. And that is that I heard on YouTube recently that there was a euphorium, and they were looking into that moment where people come back from the death, and they go through the tunnel of light, and they come back and they have this kind of euphoria of life, and they kind of go, oh my gosh, everything's brilliant, and then their life goes up that extra level. They're now looking into seeing how you can get that stage without having to go through that moment of death and go through the tunnel. So they're looking into the research of how the mind they can trigger that, so that people who are having that severe depression can reach that upper stage. Isn't that fantastic?
Wow.
I love it. That's powerful.
Absolutely.
You'll have to send me that link, Emily, because that sounds.
Now you ask me. I sometimes it's on YouTube. I can tell you that now. It's on YouTube, and it was a conference, and they had all of these other doctors and spiritualist people and stuff like that, and they were all saying, yes, to get to that stage, this is that's what they're looking into now, to get people into that euphoria stage, especially after operations and things like that, to reset the mind and kind of have that positivity.
Fantastic. And I'd wager that by the time they figure it out, they'll realize the work that people like yourself and Astaria and all of the other mediums that I know are watching today, we do something similar.
And we have been doing it for ages. We've been doing it for decades.
Yeah. Years and years and years. Oh, here comes one of my old friends. Years and years. I always know when she's about. Years and years and years and years. Absolutely. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wonderful. No, thank you, Emily. That was brilliant. And you're absolutely right. It does tie in. We had a question from Tony. Hello, Martine.
Hello.
Use every day with only love and stars and hearts, and love to nurture animals genuinely with telepathy, doing this. I see. So it's all about nurturing. nature versus nurture. I was being told about that last night by someone in a congregation. Yes, absolutely. And good morning, Martine. It's good to see you back on the show. Good to see you. Next question. How can I maintain momentum when I start a project? I always find other things distracting. I think we can all ask this question. Thank you, Tony. Sure.
Go for it. Story.
Oh, hello. Have I frozen? Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone?
Wait.
Right.
I think it did freeze on my end for a
Oh,
second.
bless you.
Can I answer?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay. Hi, welcome, Tony, first of all. So great question. I do agree. Yeah, a lot of people, they gain momentum and then they start projects and they don't finish. So for me, I get very excited about a lot of things and I'll take so much on my plate and then I'll start 50 things and then none of them get done. And it can be as simple as just focusing on one thing at a time. What I like to do is before bed. So if you start working with the brain waves, as we were talking about working with the mind earlier, there's one called theta and it's like deep meditation. The best way to explain it is when you first wake up, you know, when you're like half asleep and half awake, that's theta brainwave. And that's the perfect brainwave to do manifestation, but it's also the perfect brainwave to program the mind for what we want to start doing. And so the last hour before bed, or even the first hour when you wake up, like set those goals, because whatever you do at the last hour before bed will set the intention for that next day. Or when you wake up in that morning, you say, hey, I've got one big project. This may take 8 hours. I'm going to give my full attention to it, or 3 smaller ones. So instead of trying to take on so much at once, just pick one or no more than 3 things a day to do. And then you get to like cross it off the to-do list. It's like you feel accomplished and then move on to the next one after you finish those things.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned theta brainwaves. I believe they're between 4 and 8 hertz.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. I love that you know that. No, I love that you know that.
Because I've actually just cut an album of meditations and I'm using binaural beats in the background. And I use theta.
Nice.
So I've got 100 in this ear and then 104 in this ear. So the brain works out the difference because from my understanding, and I'm sure both Emily and Astaria will correct me if I'm wrong, the brain works out the difference because we can't actually hear that low a frequency with our audible ears, but the brain can figure out the difference. Am I right there, or am I just talking like I've read something randomly off the internet?
Well, go ahead.
No, you do sound. Go for it. All I was going to say is that the vibration will also go into the body.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. And with binaural beats, you can play 2 different tones in one ear. And so what the brain will actually do, it will make a third tone. So that's where the binaural beats come in, because you get, that's what the brain does in the unconscious realm. So then it starts activating that third tone. It's the third tone that does a lot of the work.
Wow. I'm thinking about a new album already. No, that's brilliant. Yes. We all get a little bit distracted sometimes by our plans and the things that we've got going on. So I hope that helps, Tony. Tony's a friend of mine, and I know he's up to something. I don't know what it is, but I'm quite excited. I will say that much. But thank you for your question, Tony, and thank you, ladies. Do just keep chipping in your questions. Do both of you keep, because it's so nice to hear other people talking, because I get lonely sometimes. Sally Ann wants to know, I've manifested something so important for over a year now, and it's still not happening. Why? I can't say I'm not ready as I am. So when we get into that situation, and there's an additional that I even write it down and put it outside under a full moon, but still waiting. So when we spend all of that time manifesting and still don't get that response, what's going on?
Yeah, so there's a push-pull energy with everything. And so up here, it's the end all be all, and I put it on a pedestal and I need it and I have to have it. And then all the way down here is like, I'm better than it. It's not important. Where you want to be is in the middle, right here. Neutrality is this middle point. Because anytime you're not here, it's up here. And so it's out of vibration. So it's a hit and a miss, right? Everything has to be on the same vibrational plane because then it comes together as one. So if you're putting it up here, it's going to solve all your problems. You actually push it away. That's that push-pull energy when you need to bring it down here. So you set that intention and then you have to let it go. Like it doesn't matter. Let go of all expectations, let go of all outcomes. It's almost like you still desire it, right? But you don't need it to solve all your problems. So that could be one thing. Divine timing could be another thing. When we think about it obsessively and we're waiting and we're wanting it, it can push it away. I would also be careful with the word want, because anytime you say want, you actually says you don't have it, and you have to speak stuff in the present moment. So one thing keeps you waiting. That's why I was using the word desire earlier. It could be a few things. You might have a soul contract with somebody else that you have to fulfill before this can come in, and that again goes with divine timing.
So Sally Ann has just said she's tried that already, hun.
You tried letting go of all the expectations. So the other thing I would say with this is we have to get really particular. So let's say we're trying to manifest love, for an example. You want to get very detailed. Like I've had people where they go in and they write their order to the universe. This is my ideal soulmate. And then they meet that person, but they forget to say single or available or lives in the same town. And so sometimes things that are too general it cannot come in. So you want to get as particular as possible, like as much specifics as you can write down.
I was going to say also it's the wording. Perhaps it's re-looking at what it is that you're manifesting, and re-look at the whole structure of the wording.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my kind of take on that one.
And you know,
totally agree.
And sometimes, and this is certainly where soul contracts and the free will of others kicks in. We can't take over other people's lives for what we want. And although sometimes we don't perceive what we're asking for as taking over others' free will or impacting others' free will, don't you find that sometimes, even though we try so hard not to, sometimes with that, and you've both touched upon it exactly with what you've said, with the wording, sometimes it just comes across as, to the universe at least, that's not going to pull on the right string of spaghetti. You know, I see the universe as a big old jumble of a bowl of spaghetti, and we're tugging away at the thread. We want that one piece, but sometimes it's just a little bit tangled, and when we can't pull it yet, we've got to deal with that other bit of spaghetti that's on top of it first, kind of thing. Would that be kind of like a fair assumption?
I love that analogy. That explains it so beautifully.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna say I've been thinking spaghetti for years, but it's not always spiritually. But I do use the bowl of spaghetti. Oh, Richard's got a question. Incoming transmission.
So true.
Excellent. And yeah, absolutely. For all those at home who can't hear the voice in our head, Richard has just pointed out that sometimes people can't go forward because they haven't dealt with the lesson before that came before. So I totally agree. Excellent. So Sally, I hope that helps. Try looking at it from a different angle. Try coming at it from a different direction. Think about the wording. Think about how it is that you're asking, and keep fighting the good fight. And
I was also going to say, just before I forget because my brain's in that mode at the moment. I was just kind of also thinking as well that with regards to the manifesting and all the rest of it, maybe because you've been doing it for such a long time, what you're trying to achieve then is not what you're trying to achieve now, because things have shifted. And so
Yeah.
actually what you started off with is no longer realistic. It's not, you know, even if it's a dream or whatever, it's still important. It's maybe actually it's shifted for you in some way. So go back to actually looking at what it is that now the important part of it, because you've been doing it for over a year. So there's been shifts around you. So maybe that manifested is kind of, you need to relook at it, all of it, really, much like the story was saying, because you're not in the same place as you were a year ago.
That is a very excellent point. So basically, it's like you're drifting on the ocean of life, and you're trying to get the boat to go in a specific direction. But as you're drifting, that the actual destination you're after, the angle is changing as you are drifting. So you need to keep checking the tiller
Yeah.
and making sure that the direction is the same as the destination.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Good thought, good thinking. Well done. I hope that helps, my darling. And Nicola has just messaged back saying, "Thank you. I never thought of manifesting weight loss. That's next on my list." Absolutely.
It does work, because I've been doing that. So
I lost 10 stone that way.
Amazing. You know what? A shortcut with that to lead on to manifestation is a couple things you could do. Shadow work. Oh, you do some shadow work, you'll lose some weight, right? Or it could be locked in a chakra, like especially your solar plexus, right? You start working on that and get it back to a balanced state, you can lose some weight.
Okay, I've got a question then. What's the shadow state?
Shadow work, great question.
Shadow work, yeah.
Yeah. So we all have, because there's light and dark. You have to have the good and the bad, the positive, the negative. You have to have the two. Law of polarity. So we all have a shadow. It's our ego. It's our mind, our reactive mind. So you could say like the good versus bad, I guess, is the best way to explain it. So when we go in, when anger comes up, let's just say that for example, and let's say I choose not to deal with it and I want to sweep it under the rug and I want to pretend it's not there and I just shove down my feelings and I don't deal with it. That's something called spiritual bypassing, which means you're not doing your shadow work. Shadow work would mean I address the anger. Where is it coming from? I'm angry because somebody didn't text me back and I felt left out, or I felt ignored, or I got ghosted. And you get to the root cause and you deal with those emotions from a healthy perspective. So then you can start releasing the anger instead of ignoring it. So it's dealing with the negative parts of ourselves, that lower vibrational guilt, shame, fear, anger, sadness, when stuff comes up like that.
Yeah. And I would say anybody who is losing weight, Nick, you probably agree with this one. There's so much stuff that comes up that you didn't know that was there.
Yeah.
Again, it's all in the mind as well. So it definitely, the shadow work does come in, definitely. And I would also say, having, like you, Nick, I've lost like 9.5 stone. You need that support there as well to do it as well. So the mind, definitely get the mind sorted and you can do it. And that's where the manifestation and everything comes into play. Definitely.
Absolutely. I'll be honest with you, the biggest thing that I found that I didn't know that was there when I lost weight was my rib cage.
Yes.
that was new.
Yeah, I found my sternum and it was like, oh my God, what's this thing poking out? And I went, oh my God, it's my sternum. Yeah. Clavicle. Sorry.
Yes. Stace does make a very good point, and I want your opinion on this. And I think we have kind of touched on it, but clarity is important. Stace says, "Be careful. I asked the universe to help me lose physical weight, and it gave me type 2 diabetes, which has helped me lose weight, but also given me a whole host of other issues and medication." Does this go back to what you were saying, Astaria, about being specific?
Yes, be careful, because that's what I'm saying. If you don't tell the universe exactly what you want, it can be like, oh, well, you left it so general, so this will make you lose weight, but you didn't say optimal health, right? So yeah, we really have to get as particular as possible with manifestation.
Fabulous, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I will be honest. The manifesting I did with my losing weight, I was one of the lucky ones. I ended up with lactose intolerance. Um, so I couldn't eat dairy anymore, which helped me lose 10 stone in weight. So I'm not going to deny, if you're not specific, it's like mentioning I'd like to lose weight um, isn't enough. Is that I'd like to lose weight, but I want it because I want to be fit and healthy. Would prevent would that be enough to prevent any negative connotations in that request? So I want to lose weight is just a general, hello universe, do as you will, as you said. I love that one. Just I'll just do whatever I want. We know the universe can be like that sometimes. Let's be honest. It's not spiteful. It's just leaving it open. But if you were to say, I would like to lose weight because I want to be fit and healthy. I want to be able to, get out and enjoy more life by being healthy. Would that be enough, or do you have
No.
even more?
No, because you've forgotten the mind. You want to be of the healthy of the body and of the mind.
Fabulous.
Yeah, that I would put in definitely. Astaria probably would don't agree, but don't forget it's not just of the body; it's the mind as well.
Would you agree with that, Astaria?
I think determining the why, and thank you for adding that because I never thought about this. For me, when I had lost about 15, 20 pounds, I uncovered my why, and it was for the spiritual alignment. I noticed when I started eating healthier and I got plant-based and raised my vibration, I was losing weight. And so I wanted to keep that weight off, because you can lose weight, but then keep it off. So I was like, wow, it's for my connecting to my higher self. It was the spiritual reason. And then secondary was the physical health. And so when I had the why behind it, it helped. But it's usually not as easy as just, hey, universe, I'm going to lose weight because I want to be spiritual and optimal health. Yeah, you have to actually get out of the mind and work through the mind. There's more to it. That's just the first layer to peel back of the onion.
Fabulous. Love you both. Thank you so much. Totally agree. And for me, whenever anyone says anything like that, all I can think of is number 5, personal responsibility, everyone. Personal responsibility. Wonderful. Well, we're going to take a quick break while everyone enjoys some wonderful content from the lovely Kate May. She's back with her tarot scope. So we're going to have a gas and a nibble and a listen in the green room whilst everyone gets caught up on what's coming up in the stars. Sorry, sir? And we will, of course, be offering readings after when we return. So enjoy this. It's over to the lovely Kate May for the first time today. Roll VT.
Hello and welcome to your week ahead tarot readings. My name is Kate May, Modern Day Mystic. We are looking at the week ahead for the 15th of May 2023. We're going to kick off with Aries. Ace of Wands, Aries. A new beginning, new direction. Exciting news is coming your way. This card says yes, go for it. You're in good form. There could be some inspiration or a spark of inspiration coming your ways this week, Aries. Whatever it is, take it, go for it. There's going to be some new beginnings. How exciting. Taurus, Ace of Cups, another ace. New beginnings on an emotional front for you, Taurus. There could be a new love coming in or a deeper love coming in if you're already connected. Also new spiritual opportunities coming around you. An offer, a good offer that's going to bring emotional happiness and emotional contentment. Look out for some creative visions coming your way. Pay attention to your dreams this week, Taurus. Anything is possible. Cancer, 8 of Wands. It's a busy week for you. Nope, I said Cancer. I'm going to go Gemini. Gemini, it's a busy week for you. Everything might feel like it's up in the air and there could be some travel or movement coming your way. However, it will all fall into place. So just go with the flow. take the opportunities as they arise. It is busy for you, Geminis, but like I said, everything will fall into place, so just try and go with it. Now, Cancer, 9 of Wands. You may feel like you are going around in circles, banging your head against a brick wall. However, you are going to make some headway this week. You will start to see that light at the end of the tunnel. You will start to see new opportunities coming to you, and you will feel like your hard work is starting to pay off. Leo, Page of Pentacles. Now, Leos, there could be some good news coming up for you, particularly around finances, home, anything to do with material connection. The ground is fertile for you, so this is going to be a great week to start coming up with some practical ideas to do things. There may also be some good news coming around you to do with a younger person there. Perhaps someone else around you is going to hear some good job news this week, or good opportunities around a material investment. Again, it's a page, so it's a potential of amazing things coming for your way, Leo. Virgo, King of Swords. This week, Virgo, it's time to use your head, not your heart. Think logical. There could be some very good sound advice coming in from someone who's firm but fair, someone who's smart and emotionally detached. So this could be someone on the outside, maybe a doctor, a lawyer, solicitor, perhaps someone there who knows what they're talking about, but there's no emotional connection. They're going to be coming around you, Virgos, to help you, to guide you, and to give you that good advice that you may be needing. Libras, 8 of Cups, a blast from the past. Libras, you might find that someone from the past comes around you, or a situation from the past comes back around you. Either way, this is talking about healing now. So it's indicating that healing, Libra, is coming your way this week. Accept apologies. Try not to be bitter. Look at a positive from perhaps something that might have been more negative back in the past there. But healing comes your way this week, Libra. Scorpio, the Lovers. Deep connections with someone, or choices and decisions that could affect two people, particularly your relationship. If you're a single Pringle, you might find that you really spark this week with someone and make a soul connection. If you're with a partner, you could be looking at big choices and decisions that are going to affect both of you. So communication is the key. Sagittarius, the Knight of Cups. Again, another good offer. These are all good offers for everyone this week. Opportunities come up for you, Sagittarius. Dream big, but try not to put your head in the sand. Try and be realistic about things. A romantic gesture, a romantic approach is coming your way. Capricorns, Strength card. You're going to need all the strength that you can muster up this week. Try to be mindful about what you say and how you do things. Be gentle, not too firm there. Deal with people or situations in a calm, sensitive manner. Try not to throw your toys out the pram. You'll lose your power. So hold that little tongue of yours just for another week. Aquarius, Page of Cups. Good news is coming to you, Aquarius, when you least expect it. Emotional news, good news around children. That creative adventures are coming in for you. If you want an opportunity to go for it this week, Aquarius, this is it. And Pisces, the King of Wands, somebody enthusiastic, someone who's a leader, somebody who is going to be able to help you and support you is coming your way. Perhaps they're charming and maybe a little bit cheeky as well. Look out for this person because they're going to be a very good connection around you. Say yes to new opportunities, but do reach out and ask for help because it is there. There's no need to struggle on your own. And there you have it. If you want to find out more, check out www.katemay.co.uk.
We are back, and a big thank you to the lovely Kate May, who I always look forward to listening to, and I know everyone does. So keep your questions coming in because we're now going to mix it up a little bit. We have promised that we will be doing readings throughout. So we are going to do a reading and a question. So if you get your question on screen, if you get your question answered, stay tuned because you are going to get a message too. Both Astaria and Emily have cards. Now, we want to see them, Emily. We want to see them. There they are, the perceptionary cards. Give it a plug. Give it a plug.
So yes, so these can go any which way round. So I will be picking one of these, but I'll feel which way around they go because it's. By the way, that's the back of them. Which I took a photograph of. But yes, so they're all very, very, very different, and they will give different answers as well. So yes, we'll have a look. See what comes up. It's good way of shuffling. I can't see any of the cards. It's good.
Brilliant. I know everyone loves a perception card reading. It's so exciting, so brilliant. Glad to have them back on the show.
Yes.
Astaria, how do you work your readings? We need to do a little bit of a dive on this because we've never seen you work before. How do you give readings? What do you use?
Yeah, great question. So I use the cards as a tool to channel. I usually use a mix of tarot and oracle. And in some readings, I may have like 16 decks out. I own over 100 decks. You can't have enough decks, right? So I intuitively pick them. And then I just kind of use them to guide me with what your spirit guides, your angels, or what they have to say in that moment. So yeah, we'll kind of see what comes up. But all of my readings can be different. It's just because I'm channeling, like your guides are going to be different than my guides versus their guides. And so each reading can be a little bit different itself.
Excellent. Brilliant. We love openness on SPTV. So let's dive straight in, my lovelies. I'm looking forward to this. Dawny's question: with manifestation, can you encourage yourself to stay focused and on track to complete things better than with willpower?
Can I go for it? Can I
Go for it.
say this card fell out? I'm going to see if I can get a bit better light on it. And it fell out this way. And I'm looking at it. There's lots of blues and purples in it, and lots of lines, and parts of it quite dark. And when I looked at that, and I looked at your question, Dawn, it was all about communication. It's almost as like you're shouting it out, but you're not listening to yourself, and you're not talking to yourself, and you're not hearing yourself, and you're not hearing your body as well. So, our bodies do talk to us, and they do kind of let us know if things are off track with the mind and the body. So do keep that one in play as well. So listen out, have that communication going with yourself as well as with other people. And also, when you start saying, you want to encourage yourself and stay focused, it's not allowing that little mind chip monkey to come in and just kind of, and as soon as you hear it, you just kind of go, oh no, hang on a minute, you're my trigger, I need my trigger to go away because I need to be used a different way, so take it over there. So for me, I feel as though you do get distracted. It almost looks like a mind. When I look at this on screen, it looks like a mind exploding, but I feel as though you have a lot of potential there, and it's people often say, oh no, it's really, really easy, but it's not, because there's always things that come up and upset and kind of try to take you on track. But here there are two very strong lines going up. So I feel as though that's what you're talking about, staying on track. You will get distractions, but it's kind of a state of saying, I'm on this path, why do I want to go over there? It's not as bright on the other side. We often look at the picket fence and say the grass is greener on the other side. And when we get onto the other side, it's not as green. Grass is actually green where you are. So, just remember that part as well. That's my quick take on that one.
Brilliant. Thank you. And Astaria, what have you got to say to that?
Yeah. And
okay. Yeah. Okay. I should have realized. So we're going to have our next question and therefore next reading with the next recipient. So we'll alternate just to keep it fair and balanced. But would you say just briefly on the manifesting versus self-willpower, are they similar, one and the same thing, part of the same bag?
They can be if you start working with limiting beliefs in the mind. Then yeah, that can start doing the willpower.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you. Lovely. So I hope that helps, Dawny. And I'm sure we'll be chatting later. Fabulous. So our next question, I believe, was from Helen Mansell. How do you manifest good things to come when a partner is so negative? It almost feels like you're being blocked. Astaria, over to you.
Beautiful. Okay, bottom of the deck. lovers. This is going to be all about self-love and having those boundaries for yourself. So energetically protecting yourself, that is a form of self-love. Cutting cords, right? Putting up the protection can be something you have to do, but you're going to have to do it consistently, because the Eight of Pentacles is hard work. It's something you have to do every day, especially if you see this person daily, because you can cut those cords, but they'll come back. So making sure every morning or every night before bed, you're cutting those cords and you're putting up that protection, because it's what you don't see, right? She's got a blindfold on. So it's an energetic thing that can help you. And that can hold so much power, just learning that energetic boundary.
Fabulous. Wow. Perfect. Yeah, totally. Cool. You talk about getting it all in there. Wow.
That's how my readings go sometimes.
Brilliant. Love it. Helen, I hope that helps. And yeah, I totally, yeah, I get it. And look at bringing the lovers out for that question. Wow. You know, come on. It's definitely the card of the moment there. Definitely the card of the moment. Brilliant. Thank you. Wonderful. So, Emily, prepare yourself, my darling. Kim Burns says, can you manifest for someone else? What does the perception have?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, that way round, definitely. I feel it's. I can see Nick nodding his head, going, yes, yes. For me, when I look at this card, it's very much as though there's blockages, and you have to go. And again, it's a kind of like a free will situation that you're forgetting, that they have free will, and that they have personal responsibility, and that their track may not be the exact same for what you think that you know that they need. You may see it, but it may also be a kind of more of a case of, am I actually doing this for myself or for them? Who are you doing it for? In all honesty. And that's where I'm kind of getting, that's why if you're going to try to manifest for someone else, you may feel like it all gets a bit blocked and a bit blur and a bit messy. It's very much for me with these greens, it's about learning about yourself and saying, why are you doing it for other people? Hang on a minute. Tell them about manifesting if that's what they need or feel that you think that they need. But what about you? Hang on, what about you? You're putting yourself at the bottom of the pile here. No, this is about your learning curve as well. So you need to learn about yourself. You need to have that growth as well. And again, with these colors, I know they look quite dark, but they're actually all states of different greens, and they're coming up blue on my screen, but they are actually all different greens. For me, the greens start off about learning, and the very light greens, which are down here. And then as they get darker, you go into the state of the wisdom, because you've learned from that, and then you go into the wisdom of it, and then you go into the healing. Now, the healing is not just about yourself, but it can also be about the healing around those, of you giving the healing to others around you, which I think that's where actually your question is coming in from, about manifesting it for somebody else. You're wanting to help them and heal them and go along their way. So again, it's going back to, let's start right at the very beginning. All I've got is show tunes in my head today. Let's start at the very beginning. It's going. So sorry, songs are coming in, but yes, it's very much. Let's start right at the very beginning. Let's start with you. Let's start with about your learning, what it is, of why it is that you want to manifest for someone else as well. So start with yourself, learn with the wisdom, and then work on upwards. Yes, there are some blues in here as well. For me, that blues are tending to be about communication, but also about the emotions. So I would watch out for the emotions to go along with this, because I've got a feeling that, and I don't really want to say gremlins, but I feel as though things will come up for you on the emotional side, which you weren't expecting. So look out for the unexpected emotions coming up and kind of go, ooh, where did that one come from? So have a look for that one. So that's what's coming up for me on that one.
Fabulous. And Kim certainly loves those greens and blues. So do I. And you know, one of my favorite go-to descriptives, I have to say I am with you. One of my favorite go-to descriptives is feeling a bit bleh. It's one that I use all the time. It's got to be used. So thank you. Excellent. Well done, darling. And of course, don't stop. Never give up. Hold your head high and reach the top. Show the world what you have got and bring it on back to you. Joanne Lewis asks, Astaria, am I right in saying we have to believe we deserve our goals, i.e., that extra money, new partner, the joy, etc.? So, do we have to believe we deserve it?
So for me, you have to believe it to achieve it. But we have the Knight of Wands that came out. Now, this is something that I could believe it in this moment, but I'm putting a Band-Aid on because I don't go and actually change that limiting belief, because then life happens, or you come in and say something that affects my belief, or this situation changes my belief. And so it's not that everlasting change. So the way to truly get there is to actually go in and do that real work where we truly believe it and we feel worthy, versus, okay, I think I do. So we can change it, but make sure it is that lasting result.
Fabulous. Bang on again. Wonderful. Yes. Totally agree. And what an awesome message there. So, Joanne, I hope that answers your question and gives you a bit of guidance there too, my darling. Lovely to see you again this morning. And so now, just to give these two lovely ladies a moment to recoup and recharge and regenerate, we are going to see what's coming up on the one and only, the original and first, and 4.5 years in the boiling SPTV, the today and tomorrow, I believe, and all what's going on in the TV world of SPTV. It's time for the adverts. We're going to have a quick chat. You watch and see what's going on. So, Astaria, what does Richard need to do? Roll VT.
Roll VT. I'm so sorry.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Sarah Andrews joins us for her Angel Show from 6 p.m. tonight, offering readings for our viewers and clarification of each angel. Tonight from 8 p.m., Claire Pasterfield hosts her show Heavenly Sprinkles for an evening of mediumship readings. Tomorrow from 6:30 p.m., SPTV Community Showcase offers our viewers the opportunity to have their own show, be it readings or their own thoughts and opinions. Tomorrow night from 8 p.m., Deb Clark demonstrates her mediumship by offering free readings.
Oh, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you have filled in your diary for the rest of the week. I mean, let's face it, tonight, 6 p.m., we've got the lovely Sarah Andrews with angel readings and support and guidance from the angels. We've got the lovely Claire Pasterfield giving her messages out tonight at 8 p.m. Then tomorrow, we've got our Deb. Love you. Deb is on tomorrow. And of course, Christine Davis for the first time tomorrow as well. Things are getting... Look, Christy says, wow. Yes, you do get a mention. You do get a clip in the adverts. Exciting time. Excellent stuff. So, and Stace is going to be with Christine to help her out as it's her first time, bless her. Because that's what family does. We help each other out. But so much going on. Really, really exciting stuff. And so we're going to have a couple more readings before we have another break, and then do loads more readings as well. Next question, and from one of our... Oh, just a comment. Wendy Lindsay says, I was manifesting too generic when I asked for a certain car that I could maintain, and found it online with my initials and birth year in the red. Wow. 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 Asked for a specific car and then got one with her initials and her reg. Isn't it amazing how that stuff works? Isn't it amazing how that stuff works? Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Wendy. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
So, where are we up? Question 4. I believe it's Emily next, isn't it? Yes. Kerry Farmer. What happens when you meditate and you go deep and you find it hard to come round from this meditation? Your whole body is heavy and achy and you could sleep for a year. Why does this happen?
I think firstly, the first thing that comes into my head is that because you need rest. What is it that you've been doing? Don't forget when you're meditating, you're actually working as well. All right, your brain is still active. It's not, it hasn't downloaded stuff. And you're asking it to kind of not download, but you're on a different wavelength. When people do meditate, I've noticed that people will, I do this, I drink more, I want something to replenish my body. And when you're going in that deep, yes, your whole body will ache and you will feel like you could sleep for a year. So this is a card that I've just pulled. Oh, interesting.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Right. So is this your mind? Are you there with all of these tentacles kind of coming out at all different angles? And is that what when you're actually meditating, is that what's happening? Again, there's a lot of kind of more blues in this. So again, when you're meditating, you are actually communicating with your inner self, your higher realm, if you like, or whatever your subconscious as well. So it is listening to that. So again, you're working. Where's the rest? And I think when you go in really, really deep, that's where the sleep comes in, and you could actually sleep for a year. And you probably find that when you do have that rest and that sleep, you kind of go, okay, that's actually what I needed for my body to replenish. And now I can see clearly. Because that's where you're wanting to be, where it's clear, rather than in the mind of kind of go, which way do I go? Left, right, up, down, center, tell me which way. And you're in your head, you're already thinking that. Oh no, it's too much. This card also shows to me, because there's so much color and things going on, that you do have a lot of things going on. And I have a feeling that when you are meditating, you've got a lot of questions, instead of just allowing it and letting it be and just seeing what comes up. I know it's really difficult sometimes, because you can go on a guided meditation and then that takes you down this route and you get to see the visualization. And again, you're working through that visualization rather than, oh, okay, I'm just going to let my body and just have them as thought bubbles and let them just float away, rather than, oh, I have to work on that, now I have to work on that, now I have to work on that. So you end up working on 7 things instead of just one thing at a time. It's going back to that, as what Astaria was saying about, it's just one thing at a time. Meditation is one of those things that some people find it easy, some find it really hard, and they can go in deep and then they go to sleep. I used to be like that. But what about if you actually connect your body? Have your soles of your feet touching each other when you're meditating. And try having, just have your hands on your lap. You don't have to do any funny poses. You don't have to cross your legs. But if you find that with meditation, for some people, they may find that they kind of will be disconnected and will go into that whole sleep state, it's because actually what's happened is you're disconnected from your body and the whole circuit is broken. And when you connect the circuit, just think of Buddha when he sits and meditates. When you think of the Buddhists, when they sit and meditate, they've got their legs crossed. It's because they become an entity, they become all of that energy is within, not being sent out somewhere else. And you're not sending it off to different places. And that, I feel, is what can happen with meditation. It can be sent off to different places rather than actually keeping that energy within yourself. So yes, again, keep it there, not all the way out here.
Centered and focused. Absolutely. Thank you, Emily. What a wonderful reading. And I hope that helps, Kerry. And yeah, I'd just add, people tend to forget when their preparation is key. And it ties in quite nicely with what Emily said. Make sure that you ask for any energy that you use to be replenished. And it's not naughty to ask for a little bit more as a reward for doing the work either. Do it. It really does help. So thank you, Emily. Wonderful, wonderful. And so Astaria, she's pulling up the sleeve. She
I'm getting ready. We're going
Millie
in deeper.
B.
This one, I can feel it.
Hey, Millie.
Hi, Millie.
Is moon manifesting more powerful than normal? And do tools help more, such as incense crystals, burning paper to let go, etc.? Over to you.
All right, we're going to get some quantum jumping cards here. 1 second. I was feeling big energy shifts. Okay. We've got Temperance upright, 5 of Wands in reverse. The Hanged One in reverse is Magician and 4 of Pentacles. Yes. So when we work with, because we got the Magician here, he's the manifester, or she. Gender doesn't matter in tarot, but this is, I have all the tools within me. But there's a but with that, because when we've got the okay, give me 1 second. Yes, when we work with these divine energies, such as the moon, or we tap into astrology or crystals or sage or incense or whatever it is, releasing, burning the paper, we're adding an extra element in here. The 5 of Wands is the conflict. And so when we work out of ego, or when we don't work in these energies that flow, the resistance can come in like this. But when we start to work with something, for the moon, energies come into alignment. That brings in the change. That's how we turn the 5 of Wands around. So adding in anything, we could stack and layer. So yes, bring in as many things as possible, because this can amplify the manifestation to bring it to you at a faster rate or a sooner pace, or yes, definitely work with the moon, makes it more powerful.
I mean, if you think about it, that the moon can influence the tides. It's definitely got some guts in it. So absolutely brilliant. Thank you. What a wonder. I hope that's helped, Millie. And one thing I would also add is make sure that those tools that you use connect with you emotionally, spiritually, that there's something that actually grabs you. Because for many people, sage, for example, burning sage is a wonderful thing and it works for them. But for others, it's just that you burnt the Sunday roast. So, make sure that it's something that does connect with you and that you feel that connection with. So excellent reading, Astaria. Thank you. It is time for Bib. Bib's back. And, talking of tools and devices, let's find out about some of them as we dive over to the wonderful world of crystals with the lovely Bib Charles. So, Emily, what's Richard got to do?
Run, BT.
Hello and welcome to the Crystal of the Week. I'm Bib Charles and I am from the Crystal Empress, and I'm here to show you the Crystal of the Week. So this week we have the rejuvenating environmental moss agate. Okay, so you will normally find moss agate and it will look very green and white, and then with some browns depending on how raw it is and how polished it is, as you can see from these ones here. So polished, you will find that the whiteness will come up more in them as well. So moss agate works directly with your root chakra and your heart chakra. So these are your spiritual, bringing in and aligning your physical. So bringing in your spiritual, whatever that is for you, and aligning it with your physical body. Working alongside with bringing us and teaching us deep connection to the outdoors, but specifically the outdoors in watery areas with earth. So I'm not talking about the sea, I'm talking about things like lagoons and waterfalls, things like that, where you've still got earth around you. It teaches us the deep respect of how to utilize and how good that is for our well-being and mindfulness. So it is considered a well-being stone. Then it moves up into the heart chakra, because it works with the heart in what do I actually want? What do I need? So it brings about clarity of where you might not have had clarity from before, and you bring that in through the meditation and the heart of what do I need. And again, it's about reconnection to being mindful, and being mindful to others, being mindful to yourself, knowing and understanding and identifying what your body needs. So it is a very good physical health stone and personal growth stone within the physical environment. So talking about physical now, it helps with your rejuvenation of your cells, which then helps with anti-inflammatory problems within your body and your body's field. And it helps specifically with hypoglycemia and reducing that by, like what I just said, helping you to get into that mindful state of mind and knowing what is good for your body. Okay, so it is the go-to stone for your physical health with your personal growth. So your personal growth within the physical health field. So then it actually helps. The other properties, what it does is it helps with people who are a bit more on the more aggressive side and have a bit more of an aggressive behavior, struggle with their anger, and it reduces that down because of the elements of calm in it. It calms down those situations and that in your energy field. And then it calms down and de-stresses the environment that you're in, and your thought process that you then bring to the table regarding your environment. So it helps you to think before you speak with those anger issues. It also then helps specifically with over nurturing and over mothering tendencies. So this will help someone break free from their controlling aspects that they have in them, which we all have as a parent. We obviously want to be that parent who wants the best for their children, but that can have hindrance to us and repercussions later on down the line, cause arguments, things like that, leave the person feeling, a certain way afterwards. So what this does is it teaches you to actually just allow those people to learn for themselves, but also helps you take away the fears that you have connected to your child or children. So it's over nurturing and over mothering, also anti-aggressive behavior, and it reduces all of those, and it reduces a controlling sort of mechanism and dynamics you've got in your thought process. And it's all about your environment. Okay, it's about replenishing your environment with actually helping you get deep respect and deep connection to the water and earth that is around you and how that can help you. And it helps with mindfulness as well as your physical anti-inflammatory and your hypoglycemia. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed the crystal of the week. If you are interested in any of the crystals, please do contact me on @thecrystalEmpress on Facebook. And I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Who knows what the crystal of the week next week is going to be, but it's going to be a special one because they're all special. Okay, lots of love. Bye. Hello and welcome to the crystal of the week.
Bib just didn't want to leave. She loves you so much. Bless her. Thank you to the lovely Bib Charles for, again, another informative and uplifting connection to the wonderful world of crystal. And so we are going to dive straight back in with your questions, starting with Whitney. Why can some people go into meditation easier than others? I've tried for so long, however, my mind finds it hard to calm down. Does this mean calmer people in general find it easier? Emily.
Fabulous. Okay, so I've just done a shuffle. That's the card that came up. Looks like mine. Fabulous. Actually, I'm going to keep it that way rather than that way. No, that way. Right. So very quickly, I'm going to just say that do calmer people find it easier? Not necessarily, because you'll probably find that it's about the connection again. For me, I never found meditation going going into meditation easy at all. There's so many different ways of doing meditation. You can do a walking meditation, you can do a sitting meditation. You can meditate while washing up. It's when you're doing a repetitive action. So actually, the stereotypic way of doing it is sitting with your feet flat on the ground. I can't do that because that actually sends me off to sleep, and then I start wandering off, and it doesn't work for me. So no, it's finding what works for you, and I would advise trying different methods, trying different ways. There isn't one way fits all with meditation, and that's generally my advice on meditation. But what I see here is that you're trying to connect very much with Whitney, with spirit, because they've got the purple here, and that for me is like the spiritual color. But it's all about also your heart as well, and allowing your heart to be in it. You find it that your mind is hard to calm down. And again, if you want to use a visualization, a really quick one is, which I was taught at secondary school, is that you just get all your thoughts onto a big wall, and then you get a painter and he just paints it all black. And that's what you're looking at. You're watching the painter man painting all of that wall black, and then you're looking at the black. And you start off looking at that, and just allow yourself to focus on just a color. It doesn't have to be black. Black is all colors, by the way. I don't see it as a negative. It's all of the colors combined together, okay? So if you want to have white, you can have white, because again, that's all of the colors involved. And if they do come back, you just get the painter man, come back in, and you just go, oh, okay, just need to paint that over again. Don't need to concentrate on that. The other thing I would say is breathing. Breathing. If you're finding it hard to have that visualization of any type, think about the breathing. And for me, again, we're going back to the heart. The heart is your pump. And if you're breathing quite rapidly, then it's pumping quite hard as well. So it is very much about concentrate on the breathing, not so much about everything else that's going on. Just concentrate on the breath in and the breath out. Finding it hard to calm, just taking a nice deep breath in, count 3, hold, and out for 3. Breathe in for 3, 2, 3, hold, and out for 2, 3. And in fact, you can actually just blow it all out. And as you're doing that, you're blowing out your thoughts, you're blowing it all out. And this is what I'm getting with this card. It's very much allowing those thoughts, those whatever is going on in your body, to expel from your body as well. So that's what I would say with that one. I would not say that calmer people will find it easier at all. They may find that they actually find it easier to perhaps go to sleep or drift off into different directions as well. So not necessarily Whitney at all.
Absolutely. Thank you, Emily. Wonderful. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Meditation isn't a one size fits all. You know, the people can't see things in their mind very clearly, so guided meditation doesn't work for them. People get really distracted easily, so guided meditation does work for them. Do you know what funny you should say about breathing? The best one that I ever found for a quick one is just feel the air passing your nose as you breathe in, feeling cool and filling you with cold. And that was the most effective one I ever had for a quick fix. Just breathe in and feel the coldness of the air touching the tip of your nose, and you end up just focusing on the tip of your nose, and that's it. You're gone. It's lovely. But that might not work for everyone again. So it is about trial and error and finding what fits you rather than what fits everyone else. Very sage advice, Emily. Thank you. And wonderful message too. Hope that helps, Whitney. And so we have a question from Eunice for Astaria. Okay, I can hear her saying this. Okay, please can you explain the difference between manifesting and meditating? Because I often get answers to questions whilst doing the latter. So what is the difference between manifesting and meditating? Because, you know, meditating gives the answers to questions. Over to you, Astaria.
Yeah, so they both connect you to the spiritual realm. Meditation, I would see as this practice, right? So if you're an advocate meditator, whether you meditate every day or every week or whatever it is, it seems like it can keep your emotions in check. So this is how we can balance out the mental health. We can have good emotional stability. So I would look at meditation as a spiritual practice to keep you at a well-rounded, balanced state. And I would look at manifestation as something you could do to bring in your desires. This is something, a tool that you can use to tap into, an energetic tool to bring that what you don't have, right? But the other one I think is a practice. The meditation, I would say, is a practice.
Absolutely. Yes. Totally agree. And I think it's really, really important that people do get the difference between those two when it comes to, manifesting and meditation, because sometimes we can overcomplicate the situation, can't we?
Yeah.
And, it's important to differentiate between the tool and the practice. And so you're absolutely right. I completely agree. And I hope that helps, Eunice. And we've got one more for all of us to jump in. Sally Ann says, how about contacting a medium to do a clearing and cleansing ceremony? What do we think about that, Emily?
Possibly. I don't know if a medium would be quite the right person to go to. I would almost say if you're looking at a ceremony, you're almost wanting to look at a shaman. You're almost wanting to look at a different practice, because a medium is actually contacting those who have passed away and not necessarily doing a cleansing ceremony. So again, just have a look to see about the different practices. If you're looking for that, it could be actually sound, because I know that Astaria, you do sound as well, don't you? And work with sound. So it may be a case that you can bring in a sound ceremony for that to do the cleansing. And it may be a different practice. But I personally, I would say that me as a medium, I wouldn't do a clearing ceremony necessarily in that respect.
Thank you. Astaria?
And I agree. I got King of Pentacles. So this is a master at, he's good at everything that he does in that field of study. And so the medium, like she says, connects to the other side. And so I would ask what you're trying to do a clearing on. If it's your home, well, you can hire somebody to come in, but you could just get some white sage, because it gets rid of the good and the bad energies and sets everything back to the 0 point energy field. Again, if it's a crystal, you could use the sage. If it's your person, you can use the sage too, but you could also do something like an egg cleanse. So there's a lot of clearing that we could do on our own. But I think it's also, if you're looking for that professional, finding somebody in that right wheelhouse.
Absolutely. Yes. And you know what? I agree with both of my guests wholeheartedly. One of the things that we do get contacted is, you need to do a rescue or a clearance. As a minister myself, I often get, oh, would you come round and do an exorcism? Well, number one, we don't do exorcisms. It's usually rescue work and clearances of that kind. Half the time, it's not what you think it is. So you have to be quite specific in what it is you want to achieve, which I think is an excellent summary of today, especially with manifesting. You do have to be very specific as to what it is you wish to achieve from that particular thing that you're asking for. But 9 times out of 10, when I've been asked to go and do a rescue or a exorcism, as people like to use the term, actually it's just someone who wants to say hello and is getting really, really wound up and grumpy that you're ignoring them because they don't understand that you can't see or hear what it is they're trying to say. And it's just acknowledgement of the situation is usually the best way to fix it. So it doesn't become a clearance or a cleansing. It's literally just, say hello and they will shut up. And I think acknowledgement in situations is usually a good answer to a multitude of situations. And certainly when it comes to manifesting, acknowledgement is something that both of you have heavily touched on today in your messages. And certainly when it comes to manifesting, that acknowledgement of self, acknowledgement of the situation and how it is that you're going to progress forward, I think is extremely useful. And what do you think, ladies? Do you agree? Disagree? Tell me to shut up if I'm wrong. I don't mind.
No, I would agree, Nick. Yeah, definitely. So the acknowledgement of the situation of yourself, of circumstances, all of it, really. You do need to, and your feelings as well,
Yes,
and your
absolutely.
mindset as well. Don't eliminate yourself from this equation. You're the important part of the equation, and all of the sub parts of you as well. And by the sub parts, I do mean the body, the mind, and actually where your spirit is as well. So,
Got you. Lovely. And Carol's just chipped in to help us out here a little. Sally Ann was answering Robin, who has been trying 10 years to clear using Sage and says it isn't working. This goes back to what I was saying a little while ago about making use of something that you really resonate with and connect with. Because for some people, Sage is the ultimate tool. As Astaria said, it's good for positive and negative. It's a reset button, but you have to connect with that tool. It is a tool. It's an extension of your soul, your spirit, your understanding of the world. And so sometimes it won't work because you don't resonate and connect with those things. So for some people, it is an excellent tool. For others, it is, oh, darn, I've just burnt Sunday roast.
but
So
it's also, sorry, Nick, to interrupt you, but it's also going back to what Astoria was saying about what it is that you're trying to cleanse. If it's
yes,
yourself, I find actually lying in a bath, just pure water, fantastically cleansing. If I'm
Yes.
trying to clear a room, then yes, I will bring in Pat Sage, or even sound, or maybe I will sing in a room, and that changes the vibration. So again, it's what is it that is trying to be cleared? What is it that we're trying to cleanse? Again.
absolutely.
So, and there's so many different ways of doing it. That's why all the tools are there. Salt is a good one around a room.
Yes.
That's another one as well.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, thank you, Astaria. Thank you, Emily, for a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining us here on SPTV. It's been an absolute pleasure to share the screen with both of you. And I know everyone is deeply appreciative of your words, your guidance, your feedback, your thoughts, and your messages. So, friends, if you want to see more about what Emily and Astaria are up to, the details are on screen on how to find them. Go hunt them down, harass them. No, I'm joking. But do get involved and join in with what it is that they're doing, because they do some great works, both of them. Thank you both for keeping me company. Again, a big thank you to producer Richard, sitting in the background, sweating and worrying about whether I'm going to do one of my weekly gaffes. I think I fairly well managed to get through without it. Dawny Taylor says thank you. I learned a lot. So there we are. The SPTV family says thank you. And thank you all at SPTV. Carol Phillips says thank you, Carol, for joining us. And thank you to everyone. Sally Ann, many thanks to you all. Blessed love. And there's a heart and a prayer. Chris Reese, thank you for today's show. Thank you all at home for making the show. You are the initiators, the facilitators, and the voices. Do not forget, share, like, subscribe. Consider becoming a VIP. It is so worth it. And sorry, what was that? And of course, do not forget, tonight at 6 p.m, come back and watch the lovely Sarah Andrews doing her work with angels. And at 8 p.m, we've got the lovely Claire Pasterfield and her messages. Thank you, all of you. Thank you both again to my lovely guests, Astaria and Emily. This is SPTV. We've started your day. Now go and finish it. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. We'll see you again soon. God bless one and all. From here all at SPTV, have a wonderful day.